Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric, and today we're going to be doing a quick review on the feature phone from Verizon, the Kin TWOm, which is a little bit of an update from the Kin 2, and obviously a little bit better than the Kin 1. We'll be going over a few of the features on the exterior as well as the software features.
Alright, so to start the video off, I'll show you what came in the box of the Kin. It's sort of this weird cylinder shaped thing with this cap, and inside here you have another cylinder that opens up. And I believe that this is made out of like recycled paper or something. It feels kind of weird. It's a little like rough. And then inside you have where the phone would usually be, but obviously I already took that out. This is what was around this to hold it shut, but that doesn't really matter. And as for the box itself, it says 2M carbon 8 gigabytes. And it really is interesting packaging. I guess they're trying to like compete with Apple's efficient packaging. And in here you have, actually never went into this, but it's just a quick start guide. Pretty useless. I mean, it's not that hard to use the phone. Product safety and warranty info. Consumer information about radio frequency emissions. Important customer information, and that's pretty much it. You also get a pair of headphones in the box, which is pretty nice. They're yeah, let me get them out. They're not the greatest headphones in the world. They feel rather cheap and they're not very comfortable. Sound qualities, you can compare them to the Apple headphones, but the good thing about these is that they have a inline mic, and I believe that there is, if you can hear that clicking, it's probably volume control or something. I'm not exactly sure. Alright, and you also get the charger, USB. It's pretty nice because you can actually use this with your iPod or any USB device. I'm pretty sure you can. I know you can use it with your iPod, but I'm not sure if it works with every single USB device. And the USB cord. It's pretty long, about 4.5 feet maybe. And you just plug it into there and then plug it into your wall, obviously. So that's about it that comes in the box. It's really nice of them to include the headphones and everything. I think it's a pretty good presentation. And so yeah, now we're going to get into the review. Alright, so here you have the hardware of the Kin. You have a slide out QWERTY keyboard, which is pretty good. It has good tactile feedback. And the overall feel of the phone, it has a sort of rough feel back. Feels nice. The charging cord and data transfer. And over here you have a little thing to pop the back off, which is actually really hard to do. Yeah, so this thing feels really cheap and thin actually. Alright, and right here you have the battery, which says Kin on it.
It says Kin on it.
Now it's an amazing battery and it lasts really long. That's about it for the hardware of the device. Other than on the front you have the speaker, the proximity sensor, the home clear button, and microphone. And so overall, the phone feels pretty solid. There is some wiggle in the hinge up here, and like on the side you can kind of like pull it apart a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty solid. Now we're gonna get into the keyboard. You have just the the letters. You have no dedicated number key. Down here you have the, I guess it's like a function key for the numbers and symbols. As you can see, there's one on each key. You have a dedicated, here let me show you in the message. You have the keyboard here. It feels pretty nice. It's really clicky. And you have the backspace over here, the enter key here. A dedicated smiley face button, which is really stupid. Some people might like it. And you have dedicated phone button, so it brings up the dial pad, as you can see here, and you have the dedicated search button, so it brings you into a search of the phone where you can search for contacts and stuff. Like there, I can search for calculator, calendar, and somehow phone comes up. I'm not really sure how. So yeah, the keyboard is overall pretty nice. One bad thing about the phone is that there is no on-screen keyboard. I don't really see why. It would have been pretty easy to incorporate it. They already have a dial pad for the phone. They just have to put it in messaging, but they chose not to. So that's one bad thing about the software. As for the interface, you just have these blocks with different apps. You have messages, music, browser, camera, contacts, phone, email, calendar, settings, alarm, calculator, and search. Over here you have some favorite contacts, and that's about it. They did away with all the integration with social networking, so if that was a reason you wanted the phone, you probably shouldn't get it. They're kind of abandoning it. It's very tempting to buy this phone because it has a lot of great features like the 8 megapixel camera, and you don't have to get a data plan.
That's probably the biggest draw, I think, that you don't have to get the data. It looks more like a smartphone and it acts more like a smartphone, or it appears to be that way, but you don't have to pay for the expensive data charges, which makes it appealing to the teenager or someone that doesn't think they're going to use the features of a smartphone, but still wants the actual phone and the cool things about that. But
and you still get the browser, which is nice, but I really never use it. I'll get into that more later and show you it. So, one great thing about this phone is that it has pretty much a Zune HD built in. You can see it's very similar to the Zune HD. You have Zune Pass. It lacks some features like HD radio, but it still has a radio. And you can go into music and just scroll through your songs. And one good thing it has over the Zune HD is that it actually has external speakers. And yeah, this is a really great feature of the phone. I haven't been using my iPod lately because this is good enough. It works with the Zune software, so if you have a Zune, you'll be familiar with it. And that's pretty much it. You can also put videos on.
And the good thing about having a music player on your phone is that if you especially with us, since we drive around a lot and we want to listen to music sometimes with the cassette adapters in our cars, we don't always have our iPods with us, and it's easy. I have an NV Touch. We have a video on it, and it has a really crappy MP3 player, and it's really not user friendly and kind of crappy overall. So it would be nice, just like on the Kin, to have a Zune or an iPod interface to deal with when you're trying to play your music. Oh, and it has Wi-Fi, which is good.
I'm gonna text my friend Eric and just show you what it's like. So you have a text box down here where you type. So I'll say, yo, what's up? Reviewing. And then send it. Alright, so now you can hear his phone, he received it. And then he'll answer me. And you'll see what happens when a new text comes in. So it shows a picture of him. And normally it would show a picture of me like it will right now, but because I sent all this, it doesn't show my picture, but so I'll send one back. And you can see my picture there. And now I'm going to go out to the home screen by holding down this clear button and show you what it's like when you're here and you get a message. So you get this little bubble and basically a preview of the message. Normally they will fit if they're not too long. And then you can just tap right on it and it'll bring you back into the messaging. Okay, so the messaging experience seems pretty nice if you just use it for typing, but once you start getting into the features that I have no idea what I'm saying right now, but basically it lacks a lot of features that you would want. One thing is it doesn't display the time for each message. I I have no idea why they didn't put this in it. That is so stupid. As you can see, I have the time up here, 1:29, and no time. They just expect you to know that it's in between 1:29 and 1:34, which I think is just terrible, because if you want to know the exact time of a message, you're not going to be able to. Another thing is that you can't forward messages. So once this is up here, it's gone. You can't do anything to it. You can't highlight it. You can't do anything. Another thing is that you can't send video. Well, you can, but you can't send pre-recorded videos. So, like, let's say I want to add video. There's no way to get to my videos. You have to record it right here and put it in directly from there, which is terrible. You can send pictures, but just overall, it's terrible. Like, it lacks such basic features that almost every phone has. Another thing about the phone that's nice is the recent. It's kind of like multitasking. You have the 4 most recent apps you were in. So I was just in messaging. I click on it, takes me to it. Recent, music, takes me right to music pretty quickly. Alright, so that's about it for messaging.